Shimon. Hey, hey. My name's Keith, everybody. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, your man of letters, here to bring you knowledge, information, and at the very least, hopefully, a bit of entertainment. Man, it's been a while. It's been a while. Welcome back. Take your shoes off. Stay a while. How y'all been? I missed you. I've missed you dearly. I've been taking over the world on TikTok. If you guys have been wondering where I have been taking over the world. I've been taking over TikTok by storm. We jumped to now 1,400 followers. They're called followers over there. 1,400 followers in a month. We're slaying. Let me just do some at-home stuff. A little bit of behind the scenes stuff. There you go. Get the monetization turned on. I don't know why that's turned off. Maybe we can make some bread because you know your boy's still trying to build. Not trying. Your boy's still building his pyramid. Hello, everyone. Courtney Norfleet. Hello, Courtney Norfleet. That sounds like a new name. Are you new to the channel? Hi, welcome. Welcome. My name's Keith. Yesenia, hi. I know I finally bit the Starseed Glow. Always nice to hear from you. Always nice to hear from you. I hope you're doing well. Hope you guys. We're talking about the metaphysics of our emergent world. Literally, as of like, we'll try to cover the past 100 years as if I may be so bold as to cover it. Sorry, I just got a message about moving tree. But if anybody out there wants to move some tree, let your boy know. I might be able to work something out, actually. There's just a lot of good stuff going on. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. Yesenia, the TikTok that started is a plant TikTok. It's called Dreads and Plant Beds. And I just teach people how to grow things while entertaining. You know, we love our entertainment here. And I slip in some hermetics on occasion. I slip in some as above, so below as needed. Because you gotta let people know you can take the Keith out of the hermetics, but you can't take the hermetics out of the Keith. You can't do it. Everyone slap that like button for me so that the video can be broadcasted to more of our following, because that's how it works. Thank you so much. All right, so man, where do I begin? The metaphysics of our current. So let's start with it. Metaphysics is the branch of philosophy that examines the nature of reality. Amongst other things, the relationship between mind and matter. It's everything we study. The relationship between mind and matter could be called our reality. However, I use reality loosely because reality is based on the word real. Real is that which is enduring, that which is consistent, that which is not changing. And you and I know that nothing is not constant except for the all itself, whatever we call that thing. So that's where it gets tricky. But we'll keep it simple, and we'll say the reality of our humanness. The reality of our humanness says, if you jump off a 10-story building onto cement, you will die. And that is truth with a capital T, baby. You can argue till the cows come home, oh, you don't really die. Energy cannot be this and that. It's only transferred, yada, yada, yada. I get that. But the reality of your humanness is you will die and you will cease to exist. You jump off a 10-story building. Now, that being said, that's the sort of reality we will be talking about. The relationship between mind and matter, the reality of the world. For example, one reality of this world that the news is trying to pitch on us, that the corporate media is trying to pitch on us, is that this world is dying. Abundance has run out. Food has run out. There are shortages. There is lack. There's fear and terror. And if we don't change our ways in an extraordinarily small amount of time, humanity is doomed. Meanwhile, we're going to show you all these examples of how humanity is showing no signs of changing at all. So we are most inevitably doomed. That's one reality that's being pitched. We'll keep it simple and say food shortages. Yes, dreads and plant beds, Yesenia. Food shortages. Have you guys ever, can you do me a huge favor? Who's in here? We have 5 people watching this. If you guys are close to your screens, can you all type into the comment section for me? Type and say what your name is and say, I, Yesenia Reyes, vow as a pledge of honor to count every tree in my neighborhood, every tree on the way to the store. Next time I drive somewhere, I'm going to count every tree within reason. Go for a walk. I vow that I will count every tree and I will list how many of those trees are producing fruit and how many are simply ornamental. I know that's a lot to type, but you can use it in your own words. I just want to see your fingers moving. I want to see that you're engaged, because this is well, there's only 5 people in here, but that's fine. If us 5 can change the world, we can do it. It only takes 1, as they say. I did this experiment a few days ago, and I did it on my TikTok too. I was at work at an apartment complex, and I counted all the trees. I counted all the trees in the work truck while I was sitting there. Out of 100 trees, I counted 2 that were producing fruit. So there's one reality that's being pitched by the corporate media, that there's lack, there's a food shortage, that we don't have enough drivers to transport food, etc., etc. That's one reality. A second reality is, why in God's name did I just count 100 trees and virtually none of them produced food? Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? That your leaders, not my leaders, your leaders, maybe not your leaders, but the leaders, or at least are getting the most airtime, are sitting up there talking about food shortage. When 100 trees planted, none of them produce food. That one statement alone, realistically, I know I'm downplaying this, but every fiber of my body wants to smash my laptop right now out of frustration for how ridiculous that is. How absolutely ridiculous it is that our leaders can tell us. And I've told this to so many people. So many people I've told this to. God, so many, my friends, my family members, strangers. And they laugh and they smirk, but it's almost like I'm talking to an NPC. You guys know what NPCs are from video games? It's like the person who only has 6 lines at the shop. Like, hello, sir. Would you like to buy some wares today? Thank you, sir. See you next time. Good luck on your journey. And that's the only lines they know in the whole game. That's an NPC. It's a computer-generated character. Like, when I have this conversation with people, that's what happens. They go, oh, that's wild. Good luck on your journey. Farewell. and then that's it. I'm like, how in God's name are you not running up a tree right now for me telling you this? Because we believe this food shortage, this driver shortage to our bone, this sort of humans as parasites and humans as destroying the world. And we believe this lack so much. And I say something like, hey, How many people are there in this country? We're gonna do another little experiment. See, this is what it means to be a creative, sovereign thinking human that the Illuminati doesn't want. They don't want you doing exactly what I'm doing right now, which is my own goddamn research. How many humans in America? I worded that funny, but it's okay. There are 335 million humans in America. We're going to do some math right now. Let's see. It's funny because I know this is silly what I'm doing, but this is literally what the government hates. You know what I mean? This talk before I go on with this experiment, with this mind thought. Metaphysics is the study of the nature of reality. Yes, love. Where's Mama? Hopefully she's inside. Go check the bathroom. Oh, she's right there. Go get her. Atlas is my son's objective reality is where's Mama? Very simple. Metaphysics, the branch of philosophy that examines the nature of reality, including the relationship between the mind and the material world. Okay, that's where we're at. Where was I? Where was I? I lost my spot. Someone help me. Oh, nature. Oh, yes, reality, right? So there's one reality that's being pitched as one quote unquote reality being pitched as lack, as abundance. Now we have another reality, right? Because there are multiple realities existing simultaneously. Another reality that says 100 of the trees planted, one of them bore fruit. Well, if you're a smart thinking individual, you would think, well, that's awfully strange. Why in God's name aren't we planting more fruit trees? It's so fucking silly. We must give more to the country. We must be more mindful of our deeds and actions. You must help. We need more of your taxes because humans are a plague on this planet, and it's your fault. Meanwhile, I'm in the back going, hey, yo, we should probably plant more fruit trees. Hey, I went for a drive yesterday and I noticed that out of 100 trees I counted, one of them was a fruit tree. I mean, I'm not necessarily an environmental scientist, but I feel like we should plant more fruit trees. That is all. You know what I mean? So back to our numbers, 335 million Americans. Calculator. See, let's do 335, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. So 335, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 335 million Americans times, let's say everyone plants 3 fruit trees. 3 fruit trees, depending upon where you live, will cost anywhere from 80 to 160 bucks. So wowzers. That's 1,500,000 trees could be planted in one day, you guys. Aren't these numbers unreal? This is what I mean, why people should be running up a tree when I tell them this, but instead they're like, good job, lad. Farewell on your journey. What? America alone. This time tomorrow. Well, we couldn't because there's not that many trees available. But if people did this, you bet your ass that someone's going to start a tree business and start slanging mad trees and would make a fortune off of it. Go capitalism. Totally down for that, by the way. But overnight, and actually we do have this because you could just plant a seed. In fact, it's not that hard. There's trillions of fruit seeds out there that you could plant. Find one that's local to your home and slay. Overnight, you guys, we could plant 1 billion trees. Let's do some more numbers. So we'll round down. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and we'll round down to 1 billion. Let's see. Let's do what other fun numbers can we do? How many pounds of apples? Let's see. Apple tree production. How many pounds of apples from a tree in a year? This is going to be fun. I'm going to smash my computer to bits if I don't get a reaction out of you guys after this. How many apples does one tree produce? Let's see. Typically, a mature standard apple tree will yield 500 pounds of apples. Whoa, that's way more than I thought. Let's see. So if everyone planted 3 apple trees tomorrow, wow, 3 apple trees, so 500 pounds. So 1 billion, 500,000 times 500 is another, is 500 billion pounds of apples. America, right? And here's that trickle-down effect that everyone talks about, but no one explains. Tomorrow, well, I could a year from now, because it would take a good couple of years for your tree to be mature. So we'll say 3 years from now, we could introduce 500 billion pounds of apples. In 3 years, we could introduce 500 billion pounds of apples without increasing any infrastructure, right? Because we'll be utilizing people's front lawns, their backyards. Hell, if you don't have a front yard or a backyard, you can plant it on the street. Like I said, the trees that I'm counting are public trees. They're trees on the way to the mall. They're trees on the way to the liquor store. They're trees on the sidewalk. They're trees outside of businesses. I'm not even talking about the trees in people's homes. All the trees could be producing fruit. We could introduce 500 billion pounds of apples in 3 years if everyone planted 3 trees. Do you know the dollar value of that? No new facilities to process these apples, no new roads to get to the facilities to process these apples. No, do you imagine the amount of petroleum it would take to deliver 500 billion pounds of apples from the orchards to the grocery stores, and then for people to spend their petrol to drive to the grocery store and then back home to buy the apples? Not to mention the pesticides, the countless tons of pesticides it would cost to fertilize 500 billion pounds of apples. Not to mention the extraordinarily large amount of water it would take to produce 500 billion apples, right? Because you're using the same water anyways. Instead of planting your stupid ornamental tree, you'd be planting an apple. Like, is this starting to get it? I'm not beating a dead horse, am I? I hope I'm not. I hope I'm like cutting through at some point to show you guys, like, yo, we are not experiencing lack. We are not experiencing over harvesting. We're not experiencing deforestation. We're not experiencing any of these fear-driven things, at least not in the numbers that we're being told. What we're experiencing is a piss-poor lack of leadership. What we're experiencing is a god-awful relationship between ourselves and the real world. Metaphysics, the title of this video, metaphysics of our emerging world. Metaphysics is the study of the human psyche, the human mind, with actual reality. Not faux realities, not half realities, but real realities. What's actually going on in the world. And that's just one example. That's just fruit trees. Think about the horseshit in politics. Think about the nonsense in immigration and the nonsense in economy policies. Oh my God. Think about the nonsense of war. Right? They say things like, petroleum prices, $6.50 a gallon where I'm living at. It's gone down by like 30 cents. So thanks, Biden. You know, the first car was designed to be run off of ethanol, which is plant-based, and it did just fine. Electric cars were being produced in the early 1900s, which were doing just fine. And then the oil industries came in. They took over. They ran their smear campaigns. They assassinated who they needed to assassinate. They crashed what they needed to crash. And now we're based off of oil, petroleum. We were running our cars off of hemp-grown ethanol over 100 years ago, successfully. And you're going to talk to me about a shortage of oil, and we need to go to war over oil, and we need to occupy countries. Like, come on, man. Again, the metaphysics of our emerging world, the relationship between the average individual mind and the actual reality of things. They're so, man, they are so far from each other. The real world and what we're taught to believe is the real world. Anyway, I'd say that it keeps me up at night, but I sleep just fine. I really do. We've been slaying. Speaking of the reality of the real world, I think humanity is doing just fine. I think there's more love than ever in the world. I don't think I know. I know that there's more love than ever in the world. I know that there's less hate than ever in the world. I know that there's less murders than ever in the history of the planet. I know that there's less war than the history of humanity, written humanity. I know there's less rapes, pillaging, plundering, death due to religious beliefs, death due to political beliefs, death due to pure nonsense, death due to disease. Death in general has gone down. Life expectancy in general has gone up, higher than it's ever been. The world, humanity is actually killing it. The problem is, again, the metaphysics, what's the connection between reality and human thought, is you can have 100 instances of genuine human love and beauty, and you can have one really shitty one. And the Medea, the goddess of illusion, will blast that one occurrence over and over again. And when people are riled up and when people are at each other's throats, they'll drop it and they'll introduce a new one. They'll find the most heinous, 100 incidents of good, one of bad. They'll find that one bad and then they'll slam it. And you'll be fighting with your neighbor, and you'll be fighting with your dad, and you'll be fighting with your brother, you'll be fighting with your teacher, you'll be fighting with your parents, you'll be fighting with yourself. Hell, you'll be fighting with your goddamn self. So far removed from the actual reality of things. Rinse and repeat. Damn, humans, if you guys can't discern what's true and not, give yourselves a chance, man. Stop watching the news. Sorry, I have been reading your guys' comments. I'll read your comments now. I feel like I don't want to get too heavy with it. Like I said, it's good. All is good. All is well, and humans are actually killing it. We just got to make sure we don't watch so much TV. Michael 999, hello, Yesenia, Nichelle. I hope you guys vow to count the trees. Everyone type in the comment section, I vow to count trees. We've got 9 people in here. We got our God number. First, everyone hit the like button so we can get the video advertised to more people. Second, everyone type, I vow to count the trees. Okay, and I'm hounding on this idea because I don't know. I want to reinforce this idea of scarcity is fabricated. Fear is fabricated. Lack of abundance is fabricated. All this shit we hear in the news about the world coming to an end and we don't have enough of this and we're all going to suffer and there's nothing we can do because humans suck. It's all fabricated. Anyhow. Gene, hello, Gene. Nice to see you. I'm grounding in the forest near the river right now. Spot on. He will analyze it on my way back. Nice, Gene. Thank you kindly. Appreciate that. Nichelle, hello, money. All the vacant land that could be used to grow produce. Oh my God, Nichelle, thank you so much. I swear I see so many empty parking lots with weeds growing through the asphalt, all fenced off. And I just think, why is that there? What? Oh shit, what time is it? 12. I'm actually super excited to expand my frankincense business. And I'll make a video and show you guys. There's this I live in it's a small town, but it's historic. It was the first town, speaking of oil, it was the first oil hub on the West Coast. So as the colonizers worked from the East Coast to the West, started making trains and railroads and started doing the oil thing. Santa Paula, the town that I live in, was the hub. It's where it's where all the oil and resources would come through Fillmore, a town right up the way, then Santa Paula, and from Santa Paula it would go to LA to build up LA. It would go to Ventura and Oxnard to build up Oxnard, huge towns of industry on the West Coast. Go to San Francisco and plug San Francisco and Portland, Oregon. This was my town was the hub, so it's got a bunch of historical landmarks and stuff. Anywho, we're also huge on citrus, big, massive citrus grows because as far as the eye can see. And there's this old abandoned building where they used to process the buildings. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Limonera. Limonera is a citrus company, and the whole world gets our lemons from here. You guys probably have Limonera in your grocery stores. That's here. And they have this old rundown building that's got this for rent sign on it. And the for rent sign on it looks just as old and battered as the building itself does. The sign looks like it was made in the 30s and it says for rent. And and I've just been sitting there. I've been looking at this building for the past 2 years, just looking at this building for the past 2 years. And I finally called him. I was like, hey, what's good, man? I'm going to rent out this spot. Homeboy's trying to charge $2,000 a month. No shot. We'll see. I'm like, I'll give you 6 for it. This place looks like it hasn't been lived in fucking a century. I'm going today at 2. So speaking of vacant lots and unused pieces of land, your boy is about to commandeer one of those. That way we can hurry up and build our pyramid already. MD, hello, MD. It reinforces the need to work on. It's an interesting sounding helicopter. So it reinforces the need to work on to be as much self-sufficient as possible, food-wise especially, to not have to depend on society and not suffer from any quote-unquote shortage whatsoever. Yes, Gene, well said. For all of you guys that are just checking in, we're talking about. We did some math earlier on food shortages and whatnot, and we ran some numbers. If everyone in America planted 3 apple trees 3 years from now, we would be producing 1.5 billion. Is that what the number was? Let me check again. Where's my calculator at? It's just checking in. No, 500 billion. What is that number? 5,250 million. 5,250 million pounds of apples without increasing any infrastructure at all, because people would be doing it themselves, right? This is the thing. Let's not rely on truckers to bring us food. I love truckers. I'm happy for what they do, but we don't need them as much as we think. I mean, you don't need someone to grow an apple tree 600 miles away from you and drive it to your store if you can grow your own apple tree 6 feet in front of your house. Is this whole idea. This video, for those of you that are coming in right now, is on the metaphysics of our emerging world. Metaphysics is the study of, so there's a philosophical branch of study that studies the relationship between humans and reality, the real world, the mind and the real world. And my sort of thesis statement is everything we're being shown by the media, aka Medea, aka the Greek goddess of illusion, that just happens to be the name of our media corporations that's supposed to give us facts, names themselves after a goddess of illusion, which is by no means facts. Trust me, not coincidence. Anyways, there is a reality that's more closer to truth, at least as humans are concerned. And this is one of them. The conversation that we're having now is one of those. So thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for being here. My name is Keith, your man of letters, here to bring you knowledge, information, hopefully at the very least some entertainment. I'm happy to be hanging out with you guys. Please ask questions or please share your thoughts. Please engage all those latent qualities, all those latent faculties of your mind, because if you don't use it, you lose it, as they say. If you don't use it, you lose it. Yesenia, MD, Jean, Nexodus 66, Vivian, hello, theoretical exercise. Thank you guys for liking the video. I appreciate the push, and I'm sure the world appreciates the push as well. Hatred of the Aquarius age. Let's not hate the Aquarius age. Nexus, to be more specific, can we change? Because we're doing good. I don't know if you guys just came in. We're doing good, you guys. Humanity is not, this isn't a bad age that we're living in. I don't know if I expressed this on this live or the video that I shot before this, but leadership is what's bad right now. There's absolutely nothing wrong with humanity. Humans want to love. They want to be loved. They experience extreme amounts of joy when they're able to help each other, when they're able to teach each other. We experience huge amounts of joy when we experience our children's first laugh, or a beautiful sunset, or a powerful thunderstorm when it hasn't rained in 6 months, like here in California. Like, humans are the capacity for love and beauty and human is unmatched, I would argue. Probably by most species in the universe. It's because it's because the human capacity for emotion is extraordinary. Power is our emotions are being controlled, our intuition is being controlled, and therefore we're sort of creating our own hell. Have you guys ever seen that movie Sphere? I love that movie Sphere. Here's some homework for you guys. This is actually extraordinarily powerful. Watch a movie called Sphere. I'll put it in the comments. So Sphere, I've talked about this with you guys before. So sorry if I keep repeating myself, but if you're into this sort of thing, metaphysics, spirituality, manifesting, whatever the hell fucking people are calling it these days, watch this movie. I don't know if I want to give a warning for giving away what happens in the movie. I could if you want me to, but should I not? I don't know. What's it? Not trigger warning. God, triggers. I hate that fucking new age jargon. Trigger. Anyhow, Sphere. The movie's called Sphere, and I can tell you what the movie's about and why it's so important to this conversation. And it's going to give away what's happening in the movie because it's actually a really interesting movie. So I hope you don't mind that I give it away, but it's really powerful. In the movie, they find a golden sphere underwater. And they're trying to figure out what the hell this magical giant golden sphere is. It's like the size of a 2-story house. It's this huge, beautiful, perfect golden sphere. Underwater, bad things start to happen. Giant squid, some lady gets killed by jellyfish inside of her suit. They don't know, like, all these wild, random things are happening. And they're thinking, what's going on? What's going on? Here's where the warning comes from. So if you're going to watch the movie, you don't want me to give it away, put it on mute. But what happens is they realize that they actually went inside of the sphere. They just don't remember it because it sort of jumbled their memory when they went inside of it. But as a result of going inside of the sphere, they earned the power of instantaneous manifestation. A lady, Samuel L. Jackson is a character. So his character is reading a book called, what was it, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? And in the book, their vessel gets attacked by a giant squid. And that's why they got attacked by this giant, massive squid. This other lady had a fear of being killed by a jellyfish. And so when she went out in the water, she was killed by a freak swarm of jellyfish that got inside of her suit. Point being, what the movie was saying is, here's the biggest part at the end that I almost left out. They have I forgot the guy's name, but he plays Hook in that movie Hook with Robin Williams. Plays Meet the Fockers too. That guy is in that movie. Dustin Hoffman. So dusting off, they all sit down and they have a conversation with each other, and they finally realize what's going on. And so they tell themselves, we cannot show humanity this fear. Humanity has absolutely no control over their sustaining or over their underlying thoughts. We all have a underlying current. We can say whether it's fear-based or not fear-based, whether it's love-based or hate-based, whether we see the glass is half full or half empty. And the conversation at that round table was humanity's overall global consciousness tilts on the side of darkness. So we cannot introduce this fear to the world or we will kill ourselves. So because they had the power of instantaneous thought, they thought away the golden sphere and away with their powers. And so the golden sphere shoots off out of the ocean and out into outer space. Shoom, just fucking shoots off the planet into outer space. And that's sort of where we're at. That's sort of what drives really anything that happens in the planet. It's that blend between the masculine and the feminine. The masculine projects pieces of information to the feminine. The feminine receives those pieces of information like a child, almost like sperm and an egg, receives that information and grows the new human. But that happens on every level of reality. It happens in the mind, body, and spirit. Masculine impregnates the feminine, feminine grows it, provides all the raw power and the space for the growth. Right now, what we're seeing is piss poor leadership, or actually, I don't even say it's poor leadership. I think it's phenomenal leadership according to their standards, because according to their standards, they want people to be dependent on them. They don't want people using creativity. They don't want people running their own experiments like I just did. Like I just ran. These people over here trying to explain to me that we live in scarcity and that we're going to run out of food. But I use my mind and I do my own research and I bear witness to my own immediate surroundings, and I go, let me see if I can verify that in the world. Well, I just counted 100 trees, 100 public trees. Not one of them was fruit bearing. Okay, so I call bullshit. You say we have a food shortage, I call bullshit. I say, how about we just plant more fruit trees, right? Fruit trees are a $1 trillion business that we spend trillions of dollars on every year unnecessarily when we could be planting those trees ourselves. It's not like growing trees are hard. Like I said, they're already out there. We just got to swap them out for ones that are useful, not ones that just look pretty. The fruit trees look pretty too. That's what I don't get. Like, oh, I want to go with an ornamental tree, not fruit. Fruit trees are ornamental. I don't understand why you have to pick between the two. Pick a fruit tree that also looks pretty. There are tons of them. There are tons of them. Anyway, I don't know how I got on that tangent. Oh, it's because Nexodus was talking about hatred for the age of Aquarius. Every age has its dark side, you guys. I have been seeing that age of Aquarius sort of thing. It's like, who cares what age? Well, I mean, not who cares what age we're in, but every age has a dark side. Every age has a light side. Your Leos, your Aries, your Piscean, Aquarii, like they all have darks, they all have lights. So do with that what you and leave the rest. Questions, concerns from anyone? $3 in YouTube. I'll check it soon. What are you talking about? Theoretical exercise? What is $3 in YouTube? Hope you guys are enjoying the chat. I missed coming on lives with you guys. Like I said, I had to move over to TikTok. Didn't have to, but I chose to move over to TikTok because it's I'm just getting tremendous growth over there. So if you guys could like this video, that would be great. Super chats are also super welcome. If you're new, subscribing to the channel, sharing the content, like it all helps. Leaving comments, even you guys commenting in the comment section, cranks up algorithm stuff. So we gotta scratch and claw our way to the top, but we do what we do. It's available on YouTube for $3. Oh, nice. There you go. I'm sure you can stream it for free too if you guys are tech savvy, you can stream the hell out of Sphere for free with ease. And if you're unsure, pay the $3 because I don't want you downloading some spyware accidentally to your computer. Make sure you know what you're doing. Fruit trees, a sea flower. It's funny because I have a song called Fruit Trees. I didn't, not because of that, but you know how it goes. Not us, the agenda, question mark. Okay, yeah, I feel you. Okay, well. Are we good? Are we good, everybody? But is there any daily ritual you do to keep this information sharp on your mind? I know. So I'll play fruit trees for you guys. No, so play some fruit trees. Yeah, you guys want to help me out? Actually, I could really use your help. I'm a musician. I play reggae music, and my music's been taken off actually, especially fruit trees. It's funny. Could you guys all go add this? Let's see. I'm gonna fruit trees. How do I share copy link? Could you guys go give this song a listen or add it? If you have Spotify, add it to a playlist or just click the heart on there. Because that would really help the cause. That's a great question. Theoretical exercise. My YouTube channel. I also wrote a book called 7 Pillars, A Handbook for Existence. And in the book, I break down the Hermetic philosophy, the 7 principles of the Hermetic philosophy. And it's basically the Kybalion, if you've heard of the Kybalion. So it's the Kybalion, which is written in 1911, modernized. So I loosely use modern scientific tests to lend further validation to the Hermetic philosophy, to the 7 principles of the Hermetic philosophy. So in the process of writing this book, I learned an extraordinarily large amount of things. And because I had to explain it in such a way that people could understand it in the book, I had to learn the ins and outs of it in such a way that it just stuck, and it just stuck. Plus, I go live and do rants like this all the time. When I'm out smoking a J in the garden, watering my cucumber plants, this is what I'm thinking about. I'm like, in a happy sense, though, it's not a drag. I'm literally euphoric as I watch my plants grow, and I'm euphoric as I pick them, and I'm euphoric as I eat them, and I make salsa out of homegrown garlic and tomatoes and chili peppers, and go to the beach and collect a gallon of ocean water and evaporate it for my own sea salt. And it's just the bliss I get from and the satisfaction I get from doing these things myself. Like, these topics are just on my mind all the time. And it breaks my heart that not as many people are doing it. And it breaks my heart that if everyone did this, how much better the world would be, how much happier people would be, how much more confident people would be. Sorry, my neighbors are using obnoxiously loud weed whackers. That's what I mean. We had the weed whackers running off of electricity 100 years ago, and we're still using combustion engines. Like, it's so loud. I hate how loud the world is, man. It bugs me so much. You guys probably know that because I always bitch about how loud it is. But I really do, man. That's one of the things that grinds my gears, is how unnecessarily loud the world is. It really bums me out. Anywho, no, I don't have daily rituals to keep information sharp on my mind, other than I don't ingest fluoride. That'll keep your mind sharp. I read often. That'll keep your mind sharp. I teach often, and I feel like by the act of teaching itself keeps my mind sharp. I just use my mind a lot, man. There's really no ritual for anything in the world. I know that sounds a bit, damn, that's getting louder by the minute. Good thing I got this new microphone that kind of cuts out noise. Yeah, as far as rituals go, if you guys are into rituals and stuff like that, I am too, but I'm into rituals more so for the ambience of it, for the quality of energy I experience while undergoing the ritual. Because you guys know that rituals aren't necessarily what make things happen. Like, is that? I don't even. I think it's a reed wrapper. Is that loud? Can you guys hear that? I went through the whole forest trail. I only saw wild raspberry bushes. The trees are mostly oaks and maples where I live, but there's a lot of wild medicinal plants. Oaks are fine. You can eat acorns. We have oak trees out here in California, and the natives didn't farm because the food was so abundant. They could just live off of what they caught in the ocean and off of the acorns from oak trees. Acorns take a bit of processing so that they're edible, but acorns are edible and extremely nutritious. They don't taste very good, to be fair. You know, I'm not saying we need to all be fucking masochists and eat tree bark and shit like that. Like, we can live in luxury and abundance. And so I think that's what a lot of people don't realize, is that we can live in abundance and luxury. We don't have to live like Indians and teepees and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's not one or the other. Looks like you've done a money ritual, though. And my money ritual is called working. My money ritual is called selling frankincense trees. I've been selling quite a few frankincense trees recently. I don't know if you guys know my one of my businesses is I grow exotic trees, copal trees, frankincense trees. Been killing it. I might just end this live and fucking throw a rock at homeboy who's doing whatever he's doing in his backyard right now. All right. Oh, you can't hear it? Nice. That means my mic. So I bought this new microphone that's working. Okay. I'm not too angry anymore. Now that I know you guys can't hear it. Yes, I'm familiar with the Kabbalion and the principles. It's how I found you. Oh, nice. Each day since there are 7. Oh, nice. I pick a principle to focus on, so it's been you for the past. Oh, whoa. Theoretical exercise. I love that. That's amazing. Nice. That makes me really happy. Theoretical exercise. I feel like we've been doing nothing but theoretical exercises. No, if you're curious, man, on the sharpness of mind, you got it. Like exactly what you're doing. You just have to make it a point. You know what I mean? Like I always say, food grows where water flows. Always remember that. Food grows where water flows. So if you want a sharp mind, you got to use it. If you want a sharp body, you got to use your body. If you want sharp oratory skills, you got to speak. Excuse me. That's really all it is. Oh, you can't hear it. Sorry. I was hounding on that guy's noise. But I got this new mic specifically for that because my audiobooks that I recorded, one of the reasons why I haven't been producing too much of my content is because this is my recording studio and I'm kind of exposed to the elements, airplanes, helicopters, barking dogs, freaking weed whacker guy. And it would, God, that last devil interview took me, oh my God. It took me far longer than it should have to finish that thing. I love how it came out. But I had to get a new mic because it's just all the noise, man, kills me. Happy to know it works though. Jokes aside, wow, I never thought of how work is a ritual in a way. Oh yeah, I'll say something on rituals if you guys are into rituals. Rituals do work, but not in the way you think they work. The ritual doesn't sort of take on its own power in and of itself and then reverberate into the world and start pulling levers to make things happen for you. The ritual, the purpose of a ritual is to get the ritualer as involved with the process as possible. because the more mind, body, and spirit you engage into an act, the faster it becomes manifest. Like when I did my candle magic video. Candle magic, you're supposed to keep the flame lit, burns out. When you're looking at the flame, your objective is in mind. When you smell the candle, the objective is in mind. And so when people say, oh, it's even better if you make your own candle. Well, it's because if you make your own candle, the objective is more on your mind. The more you can involve yourself in a process, the faster it happens. That's the magic. That's the magic. Like easy come, easy go. If you're going to, buy a ritual kit online and you just light it and hope, and then that's the end of it, there's no involvement of it. If you're not chanting, if you're not singing, if you're not sleeping, shitting, living this lifestyle, it's not going to happen. And the ritual allows you to be more involved with that. I think old times, they would wear the robes, they would light the candles, they would light the incense, they'd be barefoot in nature, they'd light a fire, right? That's all the elements. You got fire, they got earth, they got wind, they're accessing all their senses. The earth on their bare feet, the smell of the incense, how captivating the flame is. You get lost staring into a fire. If you can engage all your senses, you're that more involved in the process. It's going to become that much better, mostly because it triggers your mind. Mind is source, right? The longer you can keep your mind focused on something, the easier it becomes to manifest it. I mean that literally. Like it's not like this sort of detached process. The more you focus on something, the more ideas you have on that thing. The more ideas you have on a certain thing, the higher chances of having a really good idea on that thing. So if you're always having really good ideas about something that you want to manifest, and you're always acting on those really good ideas that you're always having because you're always thinking about it, the faster it's going to manifest. The more in tune your conversations will be. Because if you're having a conversation with something and what you want manifested is on your mind because you've been holding rituals the past week, it's going to influence your conversation. It's going to influence how you act with people. It's going to influence how you treat people. It's going to influence what you do. It's going to influence what you don't do. It's going to influence what you feel. It's going to influence how you want to feel. It's going to give you a chance to even define what you want to feel so that you can start creating your emotions instead of being sort of passive towards your emotions. And so that's what the ritual does. I'm sure, in some case you can perform a ritual that summons the spawn of Satan and, assassinates someone for you. Maybe in some weird reality that's possible. You know what I mean? I don't want to play the role of ultimatum. But the name of the game when it comes to manifesting something is maintaining laser focus on it in any way, shape, or form. Rituals are a really fun way of doing that. Again, because it involves all your senses, because it just creates a vibe. It creates an ambiance. Like it's really cool to grow. I want to grow a ritual garden, have a perimeter of corn, some beans growing up the corn. So I create an actual container, a physical growing container made out of corn and beans. And then I'll plant my whatever plants relevant to the rituals. Like say, all right, now this year I want to focus on money. Okay, so I don't know what plants are good with money. I can't even think of. I know some trees are, but what plants are? I don't even know. Who cares? You can make up your own fucking plants. We're humans, right? We have the power of thought. We can create as we go. But I have my container. I have my squashes, maybe a ganja plant. I got my beans growing. I got my chili peppers for spice. There you go. Heat's a good one for money. So you got your chili peppers growing over there. And then, you can collect your corn and your chilies and your beans. You can make a feast on it. So every full moon, every new moon, you go out there and you harvest your plants from your friggin' ritual garden and your prepared dish or a meal. And you got your incense going. You got your candle. You play your fairy music. And you just slap this beautiful dinner from the garden once a month. Like, that is a ritual. And it's not that I needed to grow this plant so that I could manifest money, but like, look at how I involved myself in it. And look what I created along the way. And day and night when I'm thinking about my plants, I'm thinking about the money and what I need to do to make more money. It's like, oh shit, my plants are starving. We have a pH imbalance. All right, so I got to go buy a pH meter. Now I got to check the soil. Damn, the soil is super alkaline. All right, so I'm peeing in my soil to bring the pH down. I'm putting vinegar in water, pouring it over the soil to bring the vinegar down. Right? Because I have to make sure that my money garden doesn't die. Because I have a money garden, because I want more money, because I want to build a pyramid. See how like everything about the ritual ties into what you want, and therefore it influences all your actions on how to get that. That's the power of the ritual. That's also it. Speaking of which, I'm getting hungry. So thanks you guys for chilling. I hope this was useful to you. Feel free to subscribe if you're new, like, comment. Super chats are super welcome. Thank you guys for chatting in the chat room. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Len K, it's nice to see you. Theoretical Sea Flower. Jean, hello. I think that's it. I'll come on a live soon here. I'll come on a live soon here. Sorry I've been away for so long, what you say. We've been firing. We've been killing it on all fronts over here. So I've been kind of spread out. The mind has been a little bit spread out this past couple months. But see you guys soon, all right? Take it easy. Thank you.